The pupil reflex ensures an amount of light enters the eye in both bright and dim light. The only structure involved in this is the iris. How do the muscles in the iris bring about pupil reflex? When the radical muscles contract, they pull the iris into a narrower shape, so the pupil gets wider. But when the circular muscles contract, they squeeze the pupil smaller, so it will narrow. Let's see an example of how it reacts to dim light. This is how the eyes look in normal light. In the following video, we can see how in dim light the pupil is enlarged to allow a maximum amount of light. The circular muscles are relaxed, radial muscles contract, and the pupil dilates, allowing as much light as possible into the eye. When light falls in the receptor cell in the retina, the cell sends an electrical impulse along the optic nerve to the brain. The brain sorts out all of the impulses from each receptor cell. Now, let's see how it reacts to bright light. In bright light, you need to limit the amount of light to prevent it from damaging the light-sensitive cells in the retina. This is done by making the pupil at the front of the eye small. Circular muscles contract, radial muscles relax and are pulled long. Pupil constricts, reducing the light that is allowed into the eye.
What is accommodation? The rays of light travel different depending on how far they are. On the one hand, the rays of light that reach our eyes from a closer distance as reading a book are diverging, spreading out. As a result, as we can see in the image, they need a lot of bending to bring them into focus in our retina. On the other hand, the rays of light that reach our eyes from a distant object travel almost in parallel lines. As a result, they need much less bending than the closer objects to focus. So, to conclude, we can say that accommodation is the process by which the eye changes its optical power to maintain a clear image or focus on an object while its distance varies. But how does it work? It is the lens which makes sure we can see close and distant objects equally well. The fine focusing is possible because the lens changes shape. But how does the lens change shape? So, we have two main protagonists, the ciliary muscles, which contract or relax depending on the light that enters the eyes, and the suspensory ligaments, which attach the ciliary muscles to the lenses. So, in the case of light from close objects, the ciliary muscles contract, the suspensory ligaments go slack, they lose, and the lens becomes shorter and fatter. And in the case of distant objects, the ciliary muscles relax, the suspensory ligaments pull tight, and the lens becomes thin and flat.